Developing on your spiritual path is a process that must be honored and respected. Respecting the changes before the change, the manifestation before the fruition. Zero comparison, yet complete understanding. In this video, we will unpack developing on your path. Salut, bonjour, comment vas-tu? J'espère que tu vas bien. Bienvenue sur mon chaîne. Welcome to Country South, welcome to my channel, and welcome to Developing Your Spiritual Path. In this video, we are going to be discussing tips, ideas, methods that you should consider when it comes to elevating, developing, maturing in your spiritual path. But before we get into all of those things, I must first ask you to please subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, leave a sweet, kind comment below, hit your notification or post-notification buttons, and please share the video. Merci.
I was born in the 1950s. But the practice is hidden. But getting a recipe does not connect you to spirit. And there are just certain foods that you never pass from hand to hand with your neighbors. It was considered bad luck. Things that you cannot read about in a book. Things that have not been. Growing up in New Orleans, there are things that you are allowed to do, things you're not allowed to do. And one of them is you never cross the door sill of another woman's house. Say good morning to your ancestors, to make fresh water, to give them a little taste of something. Your lineage, hoodoo, is older than what I know.
There is a queen in New Orleans. So, of course, we are excited to share with you the 2026 FETE Legacy with our mystery elder, which I'm so excited about. Please make sure that you use FETE Legacy 15 now through Tuesday midnight. So at 11:59 on the 1st, or 11:59 on the 1st, going into the 2nd, December 2nd, that coupon code will expire. You will have another opportunity for a discount, but that won't be until New Year's. But I do want to communicate that, right? This event will be life-changing. This event is a one and done. I've mentioned it multiple times. This event is limited. There's limited seats on the train. There's limited seats on the streetcars. So there are limits. But then also too, when the public are also purchasing these tickets, these train tickets, then it eliminates the things. Keep that in mind. I also have to remind you all about the Haijian Community Service. Haijian Community Service, Spirit Box. Did y'all see the last video? Haijian Root, Essence Oil, replayable class. I mean, as well as a vessel in the Spirit Box. So this big bundle will be like any other, and the theme is legacy. The theme is generational spiritual wealth, to be honest, because what I'm teaching you from this point moving forward allows you not only to understand your role, but also understand your relationship with these spirits, the folk spirits, but also not have given you authority to your bloodline, responsibility to your bloodline, the ashe to your bloodline. I'm not giving you your ashe, but ashe in the conversation of, excuse me, just want to take a moment and give this space its dignities and honor. Right now we're out on the family farm, and one of the family farms, and everything I must say too is like inherited, so it's like not something Cotalia went and purchased. No, everything is inherited land, but to be here during the holidays and getting back to this, which is the big point of this video actually. But there's that. So either way, we'll get back to that. So Hygiene Community Service is available now. The link is over in the description box. You all, Hygiene Community Service, the FETE. Make sure and for certain you break this up into 4 easy payments. Use your coupon code. So you think about that. You use your coupon code and you break it up into payments. You're really getting a good deal, a super, super good deal. And in fact, had you done the early bird purchases, that cost was lower than the cost in 2024, if I'm not mistaken, or 2023. So keep that in mind. But all of that is available now. I also want to just say thank you to the Expansionist Tech for being so kind and so loving towards us and assisting us as we are looking forward to upgrade, develop, evolve, and and your service and your skill set and your expertise is absolutely appreciated. And for that reason, everyone, I would like to encourage you to also to go and check out the Expansionist Tech. If you have a business, if you want to start a business, this would be a good place to start. If you're trying to get a website up, they can do it. If you've seen Living de la Live, if you've seen Rising Remedy, they are the ones that are behind going through. And it's not just boom, put up the pictures. It is going through, grammatically looking at your things, also giving you insight to like the best foot to step on regarding particular things. I also would just remind everybody, the first 10 people that use Conjure South 50 at the Expansionist Tech will have a free product, product photo shoot by me. So there's that. And I would like to just say, if you have been enjoying the cinematography of it all, definitely make sure that you are following Living de la Live, and because we are going to be releasing some things very soon. For example, herbal teas, healing, understanding healing with food, etc., so forth and so on. So just keep that in mind, all right? Let us get into the conversation. So the conversation of developing your spiritual path. Again, this was very much inspired by being out here, being on the family's land, being in the family space, and really having that internal dialogue of being here and then understanding the house and mobile. Because home feels different. The spirits of home feel different. And when I say home, I don't necessarily mean this location, although I'm also talking about this location. It is also understanding to be connecting to source, not existing in source, not just being in the nature, not just oh, I'm in nature, I'm touching trees, I'm walking and it's flowing and all of the things, and it looks like magic. But it's all movement in vain, to be honest, which is what a lot of individuals do. But really being able to connect to source. It was one of the things that I loved about going to visit Clan Mother, seeing on her property that she is working her property. She is doing the ancestral work in these spaces. She is putting things in the ground and those kind of things. And you say, well, Queen, even if you have a place in the city, you can do it. Oh, yes, you can do flower pots. And if you got a little plot, you can do particular things. But the moment that you are able to surrender, step one or tip one, surrender to the greater powers, surrender to the air, not let me get here with the air and I'm thinking about my bills. Surrender. We have a creek actually here, a natural spring actually. Surrender to the water here. Not get here and let me just do the work. Building a fire, working the smoke. It goes beyond, it goes so far beyond existing in the spaces, but surrendering to these particular elements in gratitude. What you will understand and what you will find is through truthful, full chest gratitude and appreciation is unmatched. Having water that is so clear that you can drink from it. The food that is being given, and then understanding your position in protecting the wind, protecting the water, protecting good, fertile soil, not picking up the leaves, allowing them, not raking them up, but allowing them to nurture the ground, the seeds that have been planted, and fertilizing what is to come. Developing your spiritual path requires this if you truly desire not even an understanding of what these are, but an understanding to your life. A lot of individuals understand that hoodoo is a magical method. There are magical methods, and this is not a religion. There's no gods and goddesses, there's no deities, and there is no code of ethics or form of ethics, rather. And so people are always looking like in the Odu for Ifa, or I'm going to be looking to the Bible and Christianity or the Quran or whatever else. Our book is seen through the natural world. Understanding that if I continue to move forward like this stream, if I keep moving, I'm clear, but stagnant water becomes dirty. Rather, it's a raging river, steady stream or spring. You can move around the stones, you can move around the log. Even if you're slowed down, keep moving, right? Understanding, as I've said for years, a tree does not fight to hold on to falling leaves because it understands the beauty and the importance of letting go, not losing. The trees did not lose their leaves, they let them go. The leaves have given all they can. It is time to release. So, this is a very important thing to do when we talk about developing your spiritual path. Welcome back. Before we get into the next tip, I do want to remind everybody that the Haijong Community Service is available now. Today is, in fact, the last day to do it. The service is held tomorrow. You all are going to get, those big bundle people are going to get a list of materials you're going to need, like perishable material that you're going to need. Yes, when I tell you I'm teaching you a ritual of consecration, of creating, of curating, of conjuring your spirit box before we conjure the spirits to put in the box, there are things that you have to do with perishable items. And so I need to send out that list. So whenever you get your video, you can do the work. Understand, we want to send out the product first. Once the product has been sent, which should be this week, to be honest, it should not be a problem. Once the product is sent and we see that it's going out, then you'll get your email and then you'll get your video. Okay? 2026 FETE Legacy is available now. I want to heavily encourage you to get your tickets. There are groups and communities that are outside of this community that have seen what is to come and they are excited and they're getting their tickets while some of you take your time. So just don't be upset if your physical ticket is not here. Also, make sure that you do use the code FETE Legacy 15. All Conjure FETE options are 15% off. In-person VIP, in-person general, VIP virtual, VIP virtual general. 15% off. I'm hearing things. So there's that. But let us get into tip number 2. In developing your spiritual gifts and, not your spiritual gifts, developing your spiritual path, time is the most important understanding that you can carry in your spiritual journey. A lot of individuals become aware and then they feel that they are behind. Yes, you are 40 years old, but you haven't been living in a community for 40 years and you weren't fed, okay? You are 40 years old and you're just now being introduced. You're not supposed to be where the other 40-year-olds are that have been living this for 40 years, not introduced to it for 40 years. So don't think that you got to be where other people are, but also understand you got to respect where you are. And where you are is where you're supposed to be. The other part to that is giving yourself time to you need to manifest and come into fruition of where you're going to be. But it's just like a seed. The roots sprout before the leaves. It's a slow burn. It's a slow burn. So really respecting and honoring that growth. not forcing yourself into a space. So, for example, there was one individual that really tried all she could to get in the institute, to come to my work and ritual weekend, all of the things, and it wasn't happening. And I told her, even, I said, it is very clear this is not where you're supposed to be. Although they continue to try, but I'm spiritually obedient. And so I had to cut that off. And then she wanted, to take everything back. But like I always tell people, if I have done the work, if I've done the things, and now you're trying to renege on it, you're getting back what you don't want, but have at it. The next part, tip 3, spiritual obedience. Spiritual obedience is also next level because and I'm going to say this, spiritual obedience and spiritual direction, both of those. Because a lot of individuals, firstly, don't follow directions well. So spiritual obedience is not even on the table. But when I'm talking about spiritual obedience, it's not just doing what has been communicated, but it's literally being confident and understanding that if you get a confirming yes towards something, it is for your greater good. Even if it doesn't look like you want, you are right now. I am living in a space myself personally that doesn't look like I want, but I understand that where I am is getting me where I want to be and where I will be, where I'm going. I'm still going there. I'm going there now, actually, okay? But I'm not going there in the way that I imagine. That doesn't mean that you're on the wrong path. That doesn't mean that you're doing the wrong things. But also say understanding a part of the obedience is faith, in that knowing, in that certainty. And then it is following directions. When we begin to talk about these things and to understand these things, it really shifts the dynamic of your whole spiritual perspective. And you got to think about it. Okay, so I'm starting out with a big understanding of connection. And if the instructions will go to the river, and you go to the river, and you're sitting at the stream, and the stream is giving you your answers, okay? If the stream is giving you your answers, then the obedience is trusting to move like the river. Or if you are divining, you know, if you are divining, it is trusting your thing, okay? And that'll be the next point, point 4. Trust. Trust is one of the hardest elements to accept in your spiritual journey, without a doubt. Trusting what the cards say, trusting what the bones say, trusting what your body says, trusting what your gifts are saying, trusting those things and stepping firm in those things. Trust the information, trust the direction, trust the guidance. And as I always like to communicate, especially in this cultural space, the ancestors are leading you. They're leading you in the directions. They're not going to allow you to go through anything, but they will allow you to grow through many things. And sometimes that growth is a little rough and ready. A little rough and ready. But that resistance builds muscle in order to hold a crown, to hold that responsibility, etc. Here's another tip. And understand this, and this could be controversial, I guess you would say. Living in your spiritual path, living in your authentic truth does not equate to a smooth journey. A lot of individuals, a lot of people are thinking that you all are not in the right space, you're not doing the right things, your life is going wrong, everything is going to hell in a handbasket, and it's not. It's not. That is actually not the case. And so then you begin to listen to people on YouTube. You're not living in your path. You're not living in your truth. You're not living in your purpose. And that's why things are da 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 da. No, let me tell you something. A bird doesn't choose to be a bird, but it accepts the gifts that birds have. A bird being a bird and being a full bird, being a full eagle doesn't stop a storm. It doesn't stop the rain. It doesn't stop a natural disaster. And that natural disaster does not mean that this bird is not living. Not living in I'm sorry, I'm just listening. Just because there's a storm, it doesn't mean that the bird is not living in its truth, in its purpose, in its authentic self. It's like the trees. The trees are not thinking, well, I'm trying to be the hoodoo queen. Or the trees are not thinking, oh my goodness, I can't wait to move here and open up a spiritual space. If I open up a spiritual space, whatever else, then I am going to be living in my path. No, a tree just simply is a tree. A tree is doing tree things, right? But because there's a storm, it doesn't mean that the trees are doing are not in their journey, is not in their path. So I say all of that to say this. Please understand that you can be solid in your journey, but your journey is truly your journey. And that journey may be a rough journey. My grandma, she would say, okay, every goddess has her journey. Every god has his journey. And I always give the example like Oshun. There's a path of Oshun where she has to clean her whites. A whole goddess in the river cleaning her dirty clothes, her dirty garments. So what makes you think that you can't do yours? And again, a goddess is being a goddess, okay? She's being a goddess. But her path required to wash. Your path is required to wash. It does not mean that you're doing the wrong things. It doesn't mean that you're not living and stepping in your truth. And that's super important to know. Okay? Please keep that in mind.
I was born in the 1950s. But the practice is hidden. But getting a recipe does not connect you to spirit. And there are just certain foods that you never pass from hand to hand with your neighbors. It was considered bad luck. Things that you cannot read about in a book. Things that have not been. Growing up in New Orleans, there are things that you are allowed to do, things you're not allowed to do. And one of them is you never cross the door sill of another woman's house. Say good morning to your ancestors, to make fresh water. to give them a little taste of something. Your lineage, hoodoo, is older than what I know.
There is a queen in New Orleans. So to conclude, I just want to, of course, say thank you all for watching. But please remember that the 2026 CONJURE FETE tickets are available now. The prices are still actually early bird prices, but on the 2nd, they will be going up for a fact. Please use code FETE Legacy 15 to get 15% off. Break it up into 4 easy payments. The Hydron Community Service expiration date is today, is tonight, okay? At midnight, or as soon as my eyeballs pop open, I'm closing and we have to get the work done. You got to get your things done. And it's just that simple. Okay. I hope that in this video, you all were able to take away things and also understand that I didn't mention ancestral reverence and acknowledgement and those things because we've spoken about that. But I will say this, follow me at livingdonotleave.com. Follow me at livingdonotleave on social media because you are about to see a shift in my approach to things because I've given you all so much and a lot of y'all are holding on to things, but I'm now in a position, or I'm now being led, rather not in a position. I've always been in the position, but I've been led to assist you all in living this, living it, not holding the tools, not holding the things, but let's live our spiritual paths in confidence, in understanding, in beauty, in the resistance, in freedom, in harmony, okay? Thank you so very much for watching. It's been a pleasure speaking with you all. I hope that this was beneficial. I look forward to seeing you all very soon. Coven, I won't be in the Coven tonight. I will probably just be getting back to Mobile, and but we'll be getting back in there, okay? Merci. Until next time.
I was born in the 1950s. But the practice is hidden. But getting a recipe does not connect you to spirit. And there are just certain foods that you never pass from hand to hand with your neighbors. It was considered bad luck. Things that you cannot read about in a book. Things that have not been. Growing up in New Orleans, there are things that you are allowed to do, things you're not allowed to do. And one of them is you never cross the door sill of another woman's house. Say good morning to your ancestors, to make fresh water, to give them a little taste of something. Your lineage, hoodoo, is older than what I know.